Hi, my name is Shelley. I am part of Group 7 and we are doing a creativity project which is going to be prepared for LS 512, Professor Coste at the University of Southern Maine. I'm doing a piece on perception and the eye and illusion. Machalko, 2001 writes, Leonardo da Vinci believed that to extract ideas and learn new things, individuals need to shift their perspective when looking at problems. Changing the way we look at things allows us to change our perspective and come up with alternative solutions to problems. When we hear or see an idea and stick with what we first think of and go no further, it stifles creativity. Open your eyes and mind. Think about things and take another look. To test how perception can change one's perspective, let's look at the materials for an activity and reflect our thoughts and ideas as to what will happen. Then after writing out your thoughts, take a closer look how hearing about something and not trying it may be different than actually trying the activity. Trying new things versus just hearing about something and forming an opinion can lead to greater creativity. So the materials that you're going to need for this activity is writing paper, a pen or a pencil, cardboard tube or paper, piece of just white computer paper will work, rolled into a tube. Time to think and reflect. With the materials on the last slide, brainstorm what you think they will be used for. I'll give you a few minutes to think about it and write your answers down. Increasing creative thought through additional thinking and reflection. What do you think will happen if you take the tube and place it over your left eye and look through it? While you're doing this, make sure both eyes are open. You're going to look through the tube and an object in the distance, and then you're going to hold your right hand, palm facing you in front of your eye. Make sure your right hand is next to the tube. I'm going to give you a few minutes to think and write your reflections down on paper. Now it's time to compare and contrast. How do your reflections compare to the results? Has your perception changed? And what about your perspective? You should have seen a hole in your hand. If you can't, try moving your hand up and down the tube and make sure your hand is not too close to your eye. What's going on? This activity is one of many optical illusions, and one can see how our brains can limit our perception. Our brains help us see what we see. Our left and right eye are both seeing something different, but our brain takes what both eyes see and puts it together in one picture. Learning to change your perception can change your perspective. Here's another activity. Look at the cartoons. After each cartoon, reflect and write your thoughts. So the first cartoon says, I've got an A for my essay. So now I'd just like you to take a few minutes of silence and reflect your thoughts in relation to this cartoon. All right, that gave you about 2 minutes to think about the cartoon, so you should have some things written down. Now we're going to go to the next cartoon. We're going to add a little bit more to it. Now we're going to add another slide. It says, hey, that's great, well done. So I'm going to take a few minutes and reflect your thoughts about this cartoon, do some creative thinking, and write your thoughts down. And the last cartoon says, I haven't handed it in yet. Any other letters I could add? Now take a few minutes and reflect your thoughts about this cartoon and write them down. Did your perception change? What about your perspective? Did each cartoon depicting more information add to your creativity, generate more thought? The more information, whether it be pictures or dialogue, can enhance creativity. The more we collaborate with others on an idea can help generate deeper thoughts and generate more creative ideas. I hope you'd enjoyed this presentation and had some fun with it. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley. Hi, folks, this is Angela. On to our next segment. In this section of slides, you will be shown a small piece of a picture. You'll take some time to think about what the picture might be of. You'll then be shown the whole picture so you can see if your ideas were correct and see if it changes your perception of the original piece. Are you ready? Here we go. Did you guess a teacup, or more specifically, a miniature teacup? It's a miniature teacup stitch marker. It's the wheel on my daughter's princess carriage bed. It's my Proby in front of a bookshelf. It's an almost empty highlighter. It's a paint blemish on the trunk of my dad's old Chevelle. It's a silk Persian rug. It's a tear on my daughter's face. Don't worry, she was fine. She just didn't want to take a nap. It's an iced coffee, or in my case, more like coffee milk. It's hand-dyed yarn. It's a hand-knit scarf. the frosting from my daughter's frozen birthday cupcakes. It's fresh picked strawberries. It's a bath bomb. It's my daughter eating lunch on our bay windowsill. How did you do? Don't fret if you didn't guess correctly. They were meant to show how different your perspective can be depending on what pieces you are shown and spark your creative thinking. I hope you enjoyed my segment and maybe got a laugh. Now on to the next segment with Bethany.
Hi, this is Bethany Mazzaro, and I am in group 7. I'm doing part 3 of our optical illusions. First of all, I would like to talk about saving the spark. Saving the spark of creative ideas is all about having an idea and actually putting it down on paper, or writing it down, letting it manifest, creating it to become something more than just an idea. So some of the ways that you can do that is, when you get that aha moment, you can save that idea by placing it on a piece of paper, or putting it on a butcher block, like you can see behind me here. I have a dry erase board, and I use that to write down a lot of ideas, and I call it butcher blocking. And that's just writing random words, whatever comes to mind, whatever you can think of. When you're in that creative process, or even if you're not in the creative process and you want to start developing that creative process, just start writing down whatever comes to mind. And don't limit yourself on expectations, or have an agenda. Just let it go, let it develop, let it manifest, and that's the creative process. Once that happens, then you can take your butcher blocking and start eliminating words or ideas that don't fit into the path of where you're going with your particular idea with the process. So once you've got your butcher blocking complete, you want to structure all those ideas and start creating those into idea sessions. Some of the idea sessions you can develop more by having a project team, or you can have these ideas that you bounce off people that you know and get input from them if you don't have or cannot coordinate for a project team to develop those ideas. Then what you want to do is you want to establish yourself with the ideas and put them in order in a process so that manifesting can happen. I want to step back a little bit and look at where those ideas come from, and they come from anywhere and everywhere in our lives, and when we least expect it, and those aha moments come up, such as jogging down the road, driving down the street, exercising on the treadmill. Whenever we're doing something that may be repetitive, that's a great opportunity for our minds to wander and start developing or creating or manifesting ideas. Once you've completed your process of prioritizing so that you can manifest your idea into a creation, then you can start developing that creation into a reality. The next slides, I did provide for you a bunch of optical illusions that you can go through and answer the questions pertaining to those optical illusions. And the reasons we went into optical illusions are because they're cognitive deceptions that can be used when we're stuck. Sometimes, and a lot of times, and I'm definitely not a creative person, sometimes we get stuck, or we think we're not creative, and we really are. So we need to spark our mind and really fire up those neurons in our brain. And there are exercises to do that. And a lot of times you may have been in meetings where they start with a brain teaser or some kind of activity or icebreaker where the thought process is engaged so that the team can start developing new ideas and open up as a team. And it also provides convenient windows into how the brain works. And optical illusions help people become aware of hidden constraints of the visual system in the way that normal perception fails to do so. And it's also optical illusions. They show how how psychology, as well as psychologically, we can have fun and use optical illusions as a tool to help people learn about themselves. Because there are different personality traits or different, I think left brain, you think right brain type of concepts that are out there when an optical illusion is presented to you, so that and you need to determine exactly what it is that you're seeing. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to perceive some images on the next slides that I have provided for you, and go through and play and have fun. Let your imagination flow, let your frustration go and your irritation. Don't set expectations on yourself, but just allow yourself to engage and have fun. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the 10 exercises on the illusions. I'm not going to provide you with any of the strategies behind them. I wanted you to do those exercises for fun and enjoy and work through the process and work through any irritations or frustrations that you may have had, as well as be able to open your mind to be creative and letting go of all the intricacies of the daily grudge and grind, and allow yourself to think outside of the box and step outside of the box so that you can become creative and manifest those ideas into a reality. Enjoy and have fun. Thank you.
Hello, LOS 512. My name is Andy McClement. Today I will be offering some exercises and different tricks, if you will, to boost creativity and encourage you to think outside the box. Now, some of the slides will be a little longer, and I encourage you to just sit through it and wait. The silence will end and the slides will advance on their own. So good luck to everybody, and thank you for taking the time to view the PowerPoint and the videos. I hope you enjoy. If you're choosing to do some of the following exercises that I've provided, some of the materials you needed will be 10 coins or washers or anything that can be easily slid on a smooth surface. You also need a small sheet of paper, anything will do. As you can see, a Post-it note, scrap paper, computer paper, anything that you have laying around, a writing utensil, any kind, marker, pen, pencil, and then soda and beer bottle and a dollar bill or any sort of bill, won't matter. The first exercise is used to kind of a brain teaser. You've just purchased a giant mansion with a wine cellar in the basement. On the main floor next to the staircase are 3 light switches that control light bulbs in different parts of the house. You would like to know which one turns on the light in the wine cellar. How can you determine which light switch is wired to the wine cellar by making a single trip down to the basement? Note that this is not a trick question. You are alone in the house, the wiring is hidden behind the wall, and the rooms controlled by 3 switches are not visible from where you are standing. The solution is strictly in the manipulation of the light switches. You can do whatever you like with the switches, but once you go down into the wine cellar, you need to know for sure which of the 3 switches is for the wine cellar. Please take a minute or 2 to think about your answer. I will admit that I could not figure this out when I first came across it. The answer is to turn on switch number 1 for several minutes, then to turn it off. Now turn on switch number 2 and immediately go down to the wine cellar, carefully as the light may or may not be on. If the light is on, then switch number 2 turns on the light in the wine cellar. If the light is off, touch the light bulb. If the light bulb is warm, switch number 1, the one that you left on for several minutes before switching it off, turns on the light in the wine cellar. If, however, the light bulb is cool, switch number 3 turns the light in the wine cellar on. I don't know how much longer this will be relevant with the use of new light bulbs that don't emit any heat. The next exercise will be a puzzle. This is really where you will need your washers or coins. So in the illustration below, 10 coins are arranged in such a way that they form a pyramid. Can you turn the pyramid upside down by moving just 3 coins? Take a minute to attempt to solve this creative puzzle. As you can see, the answer is in the slide. The green pyramid below is the original pyramid pointing up, and the blue pyramid is the new pyramid pointing down. The black arrows show the 3 coins moving from their original position to their new position. Some of you may be familiar with this exercise, but this exercise will get your brain moving. Can you draw this house using only 1 line? Take a few minutes using your paper and writing utensil and draw this house without using more than 1 line or lifting your pen off the paper. Notice that I did not lift my marker off of the paper, and as I go, you can see that I've made 1 continuous line the entire time to draw the house in the picture. Now on to the fun stuff, bar tricks and creativity. Can you get the bill out from under the bottle without touching the bottle? I'll give you a minute or 2 to try. For this trick, all you need to do is roll the dollar bill. If you pull it or tug it, there's no way that the bottle will not fall over. It takes a little bit of patience, but if you just move slowly, you can get the bill out from under the bottle. And if you become really good at this, you may be able to win a free drink of your liking or keep the money when you're out. Please be careful with this exercise. The goal is to get the bill out from under the bottle without rolling it this time or touching the bottle in any way. I will give you a couple minutes to attempt this. Again, please be careful. The trick for this is to take your index finger, hold the bill tightly with the other hand, and snap it down, and take your money. I have used that before. Again, I thank you so much for taking the time to view our videos. I really hope you've enjoyed them and appreciate them, and we can get the proverbial mind rolling and start thinking outside the box. Good luck in your future endeavors. It's been a great semester, and I hope to work with you guys in the future. Again, thanks.